Right, so a very good morning to all of you. So a lot of you were requesting to make a video on the BARC 2020 exam, like what is the strategy, what is the syllabus, what is the pattern of the exam, okay? Because many of you might be giving it for the first time, and there are a lot of ambiguities regarding this exam, so I thought I'll address them, right? So this video is going to be specifically for chemistry. So in case you are from an engineering background or from some other different field, so I would suggest you to go to a different video because this will be focused on chemistry, right? Now coming to the pattern of the exam, if you compare it to a exam which you give after masters like CSIR GATE, the level of the exam is it's very, you can say, toned down. The level of the exam is easy. It's highly toned down when you compare it to CSIR and GATE, right? So now here is where the catch is. There are 100 questions, okay? There are 100 questions and you have 120 minutes. So what it boils down to is that you have 72 seconds per question. Okay, you have just 72 seconds per question, so you have to be very quick. So the key to do well in this exam is that you have to be very fast, very quick, and also you have to be accurate. You have to be accurate with your answers. You cannot afford to be wrong, because I will tell you why you cannot afford to be wrong, because you have to get more than 50 questions correct in order to crack this exam. All right. Now for a correct question you will get 3 marks. For a incorrect question, if you attempt it and you get it wrong, you'll get -1. So over here the negative marking is also very harsh. Okay, generally in CSIR the negative marking is 4:1. Over here it is 3:1, just like the GATE exam, right? Now what should be the cutoff, or what should be the aim? Your aim in the exam should be getting above 160 plus to be on a safer side. All right, so since 2017 till about 2019, the level of the exam has become a little easier, and also the number of aspirants who are giving this exam has also increased, right? So in 2017, if you used to get around 130 135, you used to qualify, but now your aim should be, obviously it will depend on the level of the exam as well, but your aim should be on a safer side. Like I would say, your aim should be getting 160 plus. That means if you attempt approximately, let's say if you attempt 60 questions and you get even 5 wrong, okay, so if you're attempting 60 questions and you're getting 5 wrong, that means you're very accurate, right? So 55 you're getting right. I'm sorry, I think my image would be covering this. I'll just put it over here. So 60 questions you are getting, you're attempting, out of which you're getting 55 right. So that means this will fetch you 165 marks, and you get 5 wrong, so then you'll get a total of your 160, which you are aiming for. Like you'll just make it to 160. So you can see how accurate you have to be. You have to be fast and you have to be accurate as well. So if you have attempted 60 questions, out of that you should be getting 55 right, though the level of the exam is very toned down. So like I said, it is, in fact, IIT-JEE also, I would say, to an extent is tougher when you compare it to BARC 2020. Okay, so over here you have to be accurate and quick, and you don't have the time to revise also. So this is where this exam is like heading towards, that you have to be quick, accurate, and you have to solve it in one time. You would not have the time to revise. So generally what I recommend is that how you can attempt this particular exam is, over here the option of mark for review. Over here the option for mark for review becomes very important. Why? I will tell you. See, if you come across a question from solid state, like a typical question on density, like if you use the formula, let's say, the formula is d equal to zm upon a cube n. This is a formula. Everything is given to you in the exam. The online calculator is also there, and all the data is also given to you. Still, you know that calculating this might take you, let's say, 2 minutes. Or it might take, in some question, there might be a question on spectroscopy for which you know the formula. Let's say a typical question from spectroscopy, physical spectroscopy, where they tell you to find the bond length. So you know the formula, right? And you know everything how to solve, but you know solving it also will take 2.5 minutes. But that is a simple question, yet it will take a long time, especially numericals. So what you can do is you can use mark for review, and later on, if you get the time, you can come back to that question. Okay, so this is where you have to be very careful. You have to analyze that how much time the question is going to take. I am sure that out of 100 questions, you'll know the answer to 90 questions. That's how easy the level of exam is. Out of those 100 questions, you will know the answer to 90. It's just having a good judgment of how much time it will take you to solve that question. If you have a good judgment, you will be able to do well in the exam. Okay, because most of my friends or most of the aspirants that have given this exam, they are only able to, out of the 100 questions, they are only able to go through 60 questions. Forget about solving them, they are only able to go through 60 questions, right? So out of those 100 questions, try and find out first which are the easier ones, which can be solved within 1 minute, or which are direct. Okay, you'll see the question, will come to know, okay, this is a direct question, I don't need any solving over here, or it will be solved under 1 minute. So initially when you go through the exam, try and see all the 100 questions, and which you are able to solve under 1 minute. According to your best judgment, you see, okay, this question can be solved under 1 minute, so you go ahead and solve that particular question. Okay, so let's say generally I would say, I have given this exam thrice, so this is going to be I will be giving it for the fourth time. So generally I've seen that when you go through it once, through all the 100 questions, under 1 minute you can solve close to 30 questions. Like I was able to solve close to 30 to 45 questions under 1 minute. Okay, so on an average I would say 30 questions is possible to solve under 1 minute. So let's say, and reading also takes time, so let's say in 1 hour 15 minutes approximately, or 1 hour, you have solved 30 questions. So another 1 hour you have to solve, this is range 30 to 45, it will depend on your speed and your level of the concept. So 30 to 45, I think if you have decent concepts, 30 to 45 you are able to solve in 1 hour. So in the next 1 hour, if you can solve 20 to 25 questions which you have marked for review. So here the mark for review question, the option will be important, because now you can go to the questions which you know the answer to. It's just that it will take a little longer time. So then let's say you are able to solve 25 more in the other 1 hour, so now you have more than 2 minutes for those questions, and in the end you are able to solve 70. Okay, and even if you get 10 wrong, so 60 right and 10 wrong, which is actually a lot. You should not get these many wrong, because the exam level is very easy. I'll be discussing the syllabus in just a small while. So you get 180 marks from the correct answers, and 10 wrong means 170. So I think if you're getting around 170, you are very safe to clear the exam, to clear the cutoff. So I would say that in the first 1 hour you should be able to go through all the 100 questions, and you should also be able to solve at least, I would say, 40 questions. You should try to solve 40 questions within the 1 hour, along with going through all the questions, like all the 100 questions. So doing both these tasks is difficult, but I'm assigning this because if you're solving 40 questions, so that under 1 minute, so 40 minutes have gone in that, and for the rest 60 questions, 20 minutes you require for reading them. So that's why I have given 1 hour for this particular. So that is what I think, this is a rough estimate that you should have. You should be able to solve 40 questions in 1 hour, along with reading all the questions. Okay, so, all right, so now let's talk about the syllabus. Coming back to the syllabus, so the syllabus is again, it's in the site also, it has been mentioned that it will just test your basics, and actually it does test your basics. Okay, but I have just written down some topics. It is actually like IIT-JEE or GATE syllabus only. The syllabus is like GATE exam only. It's just that again I would say the level of the exam is highly toned down. Okay, now let's say simple acid-based chemistry-based questions that come from organic chemistry, or predict the stability of the carbocation. Questions like that come from organic chemistry. I will tell you the weightage also. Okay, don't worry about that. Then we have name reactions. Now in name reactions, it does not come like your CSIR or GATE level exam. Okay, the name reactions, the advanced name reactions, they do not come. Only the basic undergraduate rearrangement reactions, like your Favorsky rearrangement or pinacol. I remember last time there was a question from pinacolone rearrangement. Then we have questions from carbene chemistry, like simple Simmons-Smith reaction. So you get the basic idea, right? Then reducing agents, oxidizing agents, lithium aluminum hydride, H2 palladium, simple reducing agents, your Luce reduction. So very simple undergraduate level questions come from this in this exam. Then we have organic spectroscopy. In organic spectroscopy, again, they will ask you questions on 13C, on DEPT, On proton NMR, they'll very basic questions. Okay, proton NMR questions also are very basic in nature. And IR spectroscopy, the typical carbonyl stretching frequencies. Sometimes there might be a question, one question on mass spectrometry, either on the McLafty rearrangement or the ortho effect. Okay, coming to inorganic chemistry is very balanced over here. There are questions from all the inorganic chemistry topics, like your Vesper theory, then your term symbols is very important. I'll star mark it. I remember from the last 3 exams there have been questions from term symbols. In organometallic chemistry, generally I've seen that there are not many questions from your mechanism, like oxidative addition, beta hydride elimination. There are not many questions from that part, but yes, questions from metal bond or Wade's rule, on carboranes or simple boranes, there might be there. Then in bioorganic chemistry, they ask you questions on heme protein, the structure of hemocyanin, cytochrome P450, or hemoglobin, myoglobin, simple structure based questions, or they will ask you the oxidation state of the copper in oxyform or deoxyform, like typical questions that come in CSIR. Okay, right. Coordination chemistry is given a lot of weightage. So in coordination chemistry, like isomerism, last year, like there was a question from facial and meridional isomers. I will discuss whatever questions I remember. I will discuss them in a separate video. In this video, I'm just giving you a basic idea about the exam. Okay. Then your reaction mechanism in coordination chemistry, your trans effect, simple things, right? Then your what else? There was a question on this reaction mechanism, trans effect, and lanthanides, actinides. One question was there, like magnetism in lanthanides, actinides. So basically, it comes under coordination only. And analytical chemistry, again, I would say, is given a lot of weightage. Okay, analytical chemistry, I clearly remember last time there were many questions from analytical chemistry, like DTA, TGA based questions, especially numericals, okay, based on DTA, TGA. And there was one topic that they had asked, I think 5 or 6 questions, and that was very random. It was based on partition coefficient. They had asked a lot of questions on partition coefficient. I don't know what happened, but there were 5 or 6 questions from partition coefficient. Okay. Then I think HPLC also, there was one question. So analytical chemistry was given a lot of weightage last time only. Before that, it was not given that much weightage. Okay. And then one or two random questions from group theory based on point group, or some kind of generally based on point groups only. Okay. Coming to physical chemistry, this is very important. Physical spectroscopy, highly important. Nuclear chemistry is highly important. And kinetics. These 3 topics are very important from BARC point of view. Okay, in physical spectroscopy, very basic questions based on selection rule for vibrational spectroscopy, questions, numericals on Raman spectrometry, or questions on rotational spectroscopy. All right. So very basic numericals, nothing complicated. Nothing in the exam is complicated. I would say out of the 100 questions, 90 questions come under the category of easy to moderate. There will be only 8 or 9 or maximum 10 questions which will come under the tough category. Okay. From quantum also, there will be questions based on hydrogen atom, like either your photoelectric effect, or your Bohr's theory of hydrogen atom, or based on your quantum chemistry. In quantum chemistry, either there will be operators, there will be question on operators. Last time I remember they had asked a question on degeneracy. They had given this 14 square by 8 ml square, and they had asked the degeneracy of this particular energy level. And what else? There was one question from harmonic oscillator. Okay, that was also directly based on the formula. Again, not tough questions at all, even from quantum chemistry also. Okay. From nuclear chemistry in 2017, out of 100 questions, there were almost 20 questions from nuclear chemistry. Then in 2018 and 19, there were questions, but not that great as it was asked in 2017. And the questions are basically from nuclear chemistry. The questions are like on your there's a book called H.J. Arniker. Mostly the questions are asked on those topics only. Like beta emission, or what do you say, alpha decay, beta decay, neutrino, anti-neutrino, if they are emitted, what will happen. Questions about the kinetics. They'll ask a lot of graphs Then questions on radioactive decay, how much time it will take to decay, and let's say how much time it will decay 50% in how many years, like in what time it will decay to 90%, like those kinetics based questions. Then in kinetics there might be questions or numericals from consecutive reaction, parallel reaction, zero order kinetics, first order kinetics. In solid state there will be questions based on your doping effect. Last time there was a question on doping and also on Frenkel defect. Okay, these were the two questions from last time. And thermo also very basic, like your adiabatic expansion, Carnot cycle, and the basic formulas from thermo also. Not the complex ones. Electrochemistry, I think there was I don't remember any question from last year. So basically what I'm saying is, if you do the basic like Nernst equation and how to calculate the E naught of a cell, that is good enough from electro. You don't need to go forward with any more topics. So the level of the exam, I think you would have got an idea. I have around 50 questions with me that were asked in the last exam. So I'll make a separate video where I discuss all those 50 questions to the best of my recollection. Like I remember the idea of those questions, but like I'll try to make the questions properly as they were asked in the exam, and I will discuss them with you in the coming few days, like either on Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever I am able to make the video. All right. Then at least 7 to 8 questions are also there from your significant figures. Okay, sorry, yeah, significant figures. Like these are the topics, basically basic mathematical topics. Calculating the number of significant figures, standard deviation, variance, calculating the error, calculating the random error. Then questions on sometimes on integration or differentiation. Generally matrices and determinants is not asked, but it could be asked. So they just test your basic mathematics as well. So this is the overall syllabus. And again over here also, if you do inorganic chemistry is given a lot of weightage as well. Like generally in GATE you will see only physical chemistry is given a lot of weightage, and inorganic, organic is not given that much weightage. But in this case inorganic and physical are given almost equal weightage, and organic is given a little less weightage comparatively. All right. So this was the basic idea about the exam, and I hope this video was a little useful to you. In case it was, please give this video a big like, and also if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would request you to click the subscribe button below and subscribe to the channel so that you get notifications on time, right? So anyway, thank you for watching this video. I'll be coming up with the video on the previous questions, whichever I remember, and I'll be making the video on that very soon, right? Thank you so much for watching.
Hey guys, so I'm a verified educator on Unacademy, and along with that I'm also available on the Unacademy Plus platform, where I'm taking live classes along with other educators. So in case you're interested in attending the live classes, you can subscribe to the Unacademy Plus platform using my referral code, that is SETHI, and that will give you 10% discount. All right. And in case you're not interested in attending the live classes, you can watch the free courses that are available on the Unacademy. For that, all you need to do is go to the Unacademy website or download the Unacademy Learning app and search my name over there, that is SETHI. Once you do that, you will get the access to all the free courses that are available on the Unacademy platform. All right. Now let's begin with the video.